Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and I've got to tell you, I am so excited about today's video. I really love bunk models. As you all know, I do have a Newmar. It's a 2022 and it's a bunk model, but if I could ever upgrade, this would be the one. So again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. And I cannot wait to show you today's model. We're looking at a 2023 Newmar King Aire. Jody, as usual, go ahead and take her on back. If you haven't seen us before, we are live coming to you from Frederick, Colorado 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, with a truck, a trailer, and an RV video. And today's video is so exciting. So only 3 dealerships in the country carry the King Aire product line. And honestly, it is such an exquisite coach. Of course, we carry Prevost here at Prevost here as well as the Newmar King Aire. And so for those of you that are looking for a luxury coach, this is such an honor to be able to show you a production line King Aire. One of the things that's so nice about this coach is it's something that Newmar is very familiar with. So in other words, there are mechanics that work on these. They're not one-offs. You can order different floor plans, but this is one of my favorite combinations, not only in color with this Naples interior, but also just in construction. Even if you don't have kids, if you just want the extra room for maybe a dog bed or extra storage when you're going on a road trip, this is the King Aire for you. So first and foremost, this is going to be a 45-foot coach. It's a K3 chassis. It's 605 horsepower and 1,950 foot-pounds of torque with a 20,000-pound towing capacity. So this coach can really get up that hill and pass other people easily. This is a lot of power and a really nice coach. Now, if you'll notice here on my right, we have this beautiful granite countertop. So this is an actual granite countertop with a pounded metal sink. I love the backsplash here as well. So this really cool, I guess Kim calls it the Tic Tac tile, is a standard feature in the King Aire. And again, this is the Naples interior. Another feature that I just love about this King Aire is this beautiful backlit square mirror. Now, of course, this is not a dual vanity, but that is because you do have a mid-bath as well for your bunk. And it's great because if you've got kids with you or company, no one needs to come into the rear of their coach no one needs to come into the rear of your coach overnight because of the fact that you've got that center bath as well. Now, you'll note here I've got both the day and night shades deployed. Everything in this coach can be controlled on a Samsung tablet, at a touchpad, or on your My Rosie app. But just a really nice feature here to have the power shades. And then, of course, if you want to see just a quick peek into getting out of the back of the coach, this is a great emergency exit. It also has a little cover that comes off so you can deploy this ladder. And when you deploy the ladder, you can put that back into place after you've used it. You can also just use this to drop out your laundry or to clean up, you know, at the end of the camping trip, get all of your extra stuff out without having to go up into the front of the coach. You can actually just drop everything right out this back door and load in all of those linens and supplies for your trip when you're getting back on the road. Another little feature I love about this coach is this great place to be able to put down some Q-tips and cotton swabs, maybe some flossers, whatever it might be. And then I also just love the way they have this backlighting throughout all of the valances and lambrequins throughout the coach. Now you'll note that when I pop this door open, I automatically turn on all of my lights in here. So here is your light bar in the actual hanging rack. You've got a dual hanging rack here in front of your safe. This is a cedar lined closet, so really decadent. And then we also have a shoe closet built into the back. Now I've got a lot of people will go, oh my gosh, how do you get to your shoes when you have clothes in there? Well, you just go like this and you take your shoes out. It's easy. But no, seriously, and you don't necessarily need to use it for shoes, although it would be a nice place to keep some things. You can also just keep everyday items that you want to keep stowed with easy access in the restroom. So really nice closet here. This panel is going to give us access to our washer and dryer. So we have a Whirlpool washer and dryer. Now this is new for 2023. In previous years we carried the Bosch it just wasn't quite powerful enough. So this is a higher output dryer, of course, at 240, giving you better drying times, better washing times, and a really nice setup provided to you by Whirlpool. Of course, you know, we have all of these, oh, this is just a little access panel for your heat. So I want to show you down here, you have hydronic heat that's coming into the bathroom. This is the panel that you'll have for your hydronic heat in this bathroom. And then another thing to mention is down here, you'll see our marble floors. These marble floors are heated floors. And please keep in mind, even that cover that you see here is heated. So this will stay warm as well. But so on the note of the hydronic heat, one of the things that's super nice about this coach, of course, is that you have a tankless hot water heater, which allows you to have hydronic heat. It's got a boiler system that's boiling basically a big pot of antifreeze, and it's pumping a tube under the coach, pushing air over that tube, giving you hydronic heat. So you have 3 15,000 BTU air conditioners, 3 heat pumps, hydronic heat throughout the coach, and then also in-floor heating. So lots of different ways to heat the floors. I'm sorry, heat the coach. All that being said, when you are in a cold camping area, if you want to conserve some of your gray water, you have an 80-gallon gray water tank on this coach, a 60-gallon black water tank, and 105 gallons of fresh water. If you'd like to conserve that gray water, all you've got to do is switch this over to recycle. This blue light will actually recycle the water from the tank, put it back in the tank. It won't come out of your beautiful rain shower head or your faucet head until you actually switch it back over. And then when you do, it'll go out this little linear drain and start filling out that tank. Now on that note though, it's important to understand, if you're heating all of the water in your coach is also going to stay warm. So that's another way that you can keep everything nice and warm and toasty on those colder days. So this is very much an all-season coach. I don't know that I would take it to Antarctica per se, but if you want to take a long trip to Alaska, or if you're looking to stay maybe up in Minnesota a little bit later into the season, this is the coach for you. Another nice feature I just want to mention in this coach, I love, you can either do a silver or a gold chevron tile. The reason I like this gold chevron pattern is it's really nice against the chrome accents to be able to bring both of your metals into the coach. So this is a great way to do that. Now you'll notice I'm sitting on a teak bench in here. So this is a great place to be able to wash your feet and shave your legs. It'll hold up to 250 pounds. And then above me, you'll see I've got a place for conditioner, body wash, and shampoo as well. And then you'll note that when I'm standing up in here, I have my highest of high heels on today because this is an uber fancy coach. But even with my sparkle high heels on, I have plenty of room because of this beautiful cathedral ceiling. And one of the things that I love so much about the cathedral ceiling, as you can see, the ostrich leather ceiling really just kind of pops right here. And then right below that, you've got this beautiful glistening gold decor for your wallpaper. It's just such a nice, classy feeling coach. This coach feels decadent, and it also camps decadently. So with having this beautiful new 2023 King Aire, one of the features that we introduced in 2021, where we had over 100 new features, was a dual lithium-ion battery pack. I watched a video earlier today where they said that there was 3 batteries on this coach. There's not. There's 2 battery packs. So these dual lithium-ion batteries allow you to run 2 of your air conditioners without actually being plugged into 50 amp, and that is a huge benefit for anybody who wants to be able to stop and maybe camp off grid for a night or two in a beautiful, spot that isn't full of campers, that's not full of RVs. So this coach is that coach that will get you out there into campsites that you wouldn't normally be able to stay in comfortably. So like I said, first class the whole way through. Now again, just lots of good storage in this RV. Now keep in mind the King Aire is done in such a decadent manner that there are a lot of options for cabinets overhead, and there's just a whole bunch of different features that you can eliminate to give you better viewing, or you can include. And this coach, I think, is really special because of the way that it's been equipped. We've tried to remember that the people that are buying this are taking a bunk model, so they may have some extra passengers on board, but that they're also looking to have something decadent. Now, Jody, go ahead. Let's just do a little cameo today. Another great feature. I'm going to show our full-length mirror so you can get ready in the morning. Now, of course, I showed that by sliding open the door into the bathroom, and you'll note that this is a farm style door. So I love these barn doors, just another classy element. integrated into this coach. And then you'll also know that we have a chair rail height smoked mirror. So this nice smoked mirror is giving you a really nice extension, if you will, or enhancement to the size of the RV without being too glaringly bright. It's just a nice dark smoke. Now when we talk about extra cabinets, here's a place where we've included some extra cabinetry. So this is just a great feature of this RV. As you'll notice up here, there's a ton of room. So if you've got any kind of reading supplies, magazines, books, anything that you might want to take with you, just those little nuances where you have extra space are so handy. And then also note that there's 2 110 outlets up here, and those feed down through grommets. So you can keep all of your charging cords stored up here, run them through these little ports that you see that are really nicely accessible, and you can run your iPad, your laptop, any of those items at your leisure. Also, you'll note that we have wireless charging ports on the side of the bed, so you don't have to necessarily have a cord hanging out, but if you wanted to, you have a full access panel down here where you can actually run over the top, and I got to kind of point up here. You can run the cords out and into your 2 110 outlets or your USB ports. So really, really nice feature there as well. And of course, a great place to keep your water bottles. So another great feature in this coach is going to be these blinds. So these are blinds. You can open and close these on your touch panel. Also included in this coach are the day and night shades. So not only do you have a way to kind of close off the world and make it dark in here so you can sleep in, but you could also open all your blinds, have all the light coming through them without having your day or night shades deployed, or you can simply just deploy your day shades, and I'll show you what that looks like in the front of the RV as well. So another nice feature, we have these little push to release charging ports throughout. So you have a 110 outlet, and then a USB port right here, and there's a Type C and a USB both in this port, and then you just push to put that back down. Oops. And then also drawer space here. One of my favorite things to talk about, of course, is I love smaller drawers. I think one of the things that we do in RVs is we tend to include these really big, deep drawers that we can't make full use of, where these are actually a great size. You could fold up and roll up a number of t-shirts, have a place for shorts, underwear, socks, and then the same thing for his and hers, and still have this beautiful decadent fireplace. Now this fireplace, one of the nice features of it is you can turn up the temperature, turn it down. So if you want to just have the aesthetic of it, you can have the aesthetic. If you want to actually have heat though coming into your room, you can go ahead, keep your room nice and cool, and then in the morning wake up and click on that fireplace and get it nice and toasty so you can get out of bed comfortably. And so I'll go ahead and just show you the cabinets on both sides here. Of course, we've got a beautiful smart TV here. Now this is a 4K smart TV. Please keep in mind that the TV in the front is actually an 8K smart TV. So really good video viewing. I'm sure when I opened that cedar line closet, you saw that it said lighting back there. All of your controls have really been homogenized and sent to the back of this coach so that you have electricity going to one location. It's got all of your controls for the entire vehicle have been put here in the back. But in each of these little drawers, you have the USB, I'm sorry, not USB, but HDMI ports so that you can plug in any of your TV apparatus. So here are your 2 extra inserts. These are going to be 11 inches wide each, so an extra 22 inches of dining space, and then your 2 convertible chairs. And then just another thing to note, take a look. Isn't this just a beautiful underlighting that you have underneath this bed to make sure that you're able to get around nice and comfortably? Love that. Oh, you know what, Jody, I'm going to put this back up. Since it's so easy, let's just come onto this side. I wanted to show that underneath here, you also have, if you've got a CPAP machine, outlets on the outside of the bed, not just underneath in the cabinets. So another nice feature of the King Aire is that you have these 2 110 outlets on the outside of the bed. And then just above that, you've got these lovely wall sconces in the bedroom, which I think are just so decadent. I'll put this down so we can take a look at those. And so I think what's really nice about this King Aire is Newmar's had the ability in this product to show you not only a coach that looks nice, that's very well appointed, it's not gaudy. It's just very classy, very sophisticated looking, and very modern at the same time. Now, new for 2023, we have these larger panels throughout the coach, both in the front and in the center. These are 10 inches, and I'll just run you through a few of them really quickly. Home gets you an overview of just about everything in the coach. AC power, DC power, generator. You can start and stop your generator here. All of your waters, you can turn your pump on, you can set it to autofill. You've got your climate control for your living room, your kitchen, your bathroom, and your bedroom. Also can turn your Oasis system on and off. Your block heater can be turned on here. Your batteries, you can check your batteries, make sure your charge is good. Now keep in mind, your batteries will automatically turn off when they hit 10% as a life preserving mechanism. And then you can actually, there's a button that you can push so that you can go ahead and jump the coach, but very smart system. Now you'll note we can choose between active camping, outdoor unplugged, outdoor plugged in, indoor unplugged, or indoor plugged in. So currently we're outdoor plugged in, or I'm sorry, outdoor unplugged. Hit activate. This will change and it disabled the inverters, enabled the chargers, enabled autogen, and enabled your Oasis burner. So all of these things happen automatically, and so you don't have to wonder whether or not you have the coach set correctly. It knows what it needs. Here's your floor heat. So 3-zone once again, bathroom, bedroom, and then front. Awnings. Right now I have the bedroom awnings deployed outside. I also have the dual awnings deployed outside. I have the dining room, living room, and then the bedroom. There's awnings on both sides of the window. So we'll take a look at those later on. All of those can be controlled through just choosing whichever section you would like to be in. You'll also have all of your shade control for the front, mid, and rear of the coach, and all of your lighting control as well. So you can do all lights on, all lights off, or individual, and everything has a slider. We can also control our TV lift right here from the center. I'm going to go ahead and put the TV lift down. That was up when we came in, and we'll take a look at how that works in just a second when we do theater mode. And then these little panels here are a little bit more simplified. So this is like a master panel, but for instance, if you wanted to dim your ceiling lights, you could just dim your ceiling lights. So you can really get this coach set up exactly how you like it. Now this is the control up here for the bedroom slide. This will bring the bedroom slide in, but you'll note, Jody, if you just wouldn't mind pointing down here to this floor, this entire driver's side of the coach is going to be a full wall slide the whole way down. And because this is a hydraulic slide, this slide actually is able to lift and come in, or lift and go out, so you can have an all tile floor. Also, because of that, you'll note if you do have a small feline friend, she will probably be able to get into your bedroom, because anything with these hydraulic slides has a little bit more clearance because of the slide for the separating door between the bedroom and the front of the coach. Now keep in mind, this door is one of two. There's also a door right here giving us a room here. Before we get into this middle room, I just want to show where it says motion sensor enable. You can actually enable this coach so that as you walk through, the lights will turn off automatically. And we also do have the optional security system on this vehicle. And what's nice about this optional security system is when we get up here into our cameras, do I know where my cameras are, Jody? No, I don't see my cameras. Oh, there's lock and alarm. Shades, lights, back. Oh, let's take a look here. Let's see if I can find my cameras. Monitor panel. No, that's just monitors. Huh. All right, stumped me on this one. Sorry guys, these are live videos. I'll get back to you on that. But I do know that if you ring the doorbell, your picture comes up here. And that's a really cool thing, because you can know who's ringing your doorbell and whether or not it's worth getting out of bed to go answer the door. Okay, so now to the mid of the coach. So this is probably the thing that makes me the most excited. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today. So this is a 30 by 72, and I don't know if you guys know this, but every time I talk about measurements, Jody's his eyes get kind of big and he starts to sweat a little bit because it takes a long time. So I went ahead and measured a few things. 44 inches from the top of the mattress to the ceiling here on the top, and then down below you've got about 25 to 24 inches from the top of the mattress to the ceiling on top. So that is the amount of room that you have in these two compartments. The opening is about 44 inches wide. So I guess the reason I want to talk about that is because this is removable, right? So you can stow your ladder if you're not using this, and you could keep it at home even. But if you wanted to be able to have your puppies in here, you could have puppy crates in here or doggy beds. And one of the nicest things is with these bonded windows, we don't have a lot of windows that open, but both of these windows open on the top and on the bottom, and they both have full shades. So if you wanted to have some fresh air coming into the coach, with the King Aire, traditionally, there's going to be a window vent above the toilets and at the front of the driver's door, but there's very few opening windows in this coach. In the Bunk model, you have these 2 opening windows, which is great because you can actually open these up and have the fresh air circulate into the coach by simply running your fantastic fan. So over here in the center, you'll see where your fantastic fan is. That is just a great place to be able to close this door, open those windows, and turn that fan on and really get that beautiful pine smell coming through the coach that I mean, I don't know if you love that, but when I go camping, I know I've arrived when I open that door, and I can smell that earthy air that just, just reminds us of how nice it is to be out in the forests of the United States. Take a look at the length of this drawer. So much storage underneath here. This is another hidden gem. Again, I know that you're not going to always have your grandchildren or your children with you. These bunks, just so you know, I use them more frequently for adults than for children. So these are definitely adult-sized bunks, but when you're camping by yourself, this is a great place to keep your Truly stacks, your box of La Marca, your hamburger buns, maybe all of your fireworks that you picked up in Wyoming. All of those fun things that you want to store for your camping trip can be put in crates, and you just got so much extra storage room here on the inside of the coach. You can keep your chocolate and your marshmallows so your s'mores don't melt before the campfire. Just cool stuff. Okay, so we'll see a vacuum attachment down here. Of course, this coach has central vac. It has everything. Anything that Newmar has to offer is in this RV. But one of the things also to mention about this, everything that Newmar does in this King Aire translates down into the remainder of our line. So we don't just have fantastic equipment in this coach, we have fantastic equipment everywhere. And the reason I think that that's so important to mention is because all of the things that you get, from your undermount sinks to your backlit mirrors to all of your extra storage, all of these things come from actually, from the top down. So this King Aire kind of sets the precedent for everything else that we offer in this RV, or on our RV line. From the King Aire, we have so many things that we develop and that become part of how we build our coaches for you, the consumer. So you don't have to buy a King Aire to get some of these features, but if you want a King Aire, I'd love you to buy one from me. So here's your reins the operation. This is going to be where all of your, well, I shouldn't say all of it, but you've got your control panel here, very easy to access. And then, of course, opening and closing window. Again, we mentioned that this is something that you only get in certain aspects of the coach. But one of the nice things is when I open it, it automatically pulls a screen. So as you can see, this is a great, oh, there's my screen. This is a great location to be able to get some fresh air into the coach. I guess I could hand you a beer. That's a new feature, Jody. I don't know if we covered the hand a beer feature out before. Hey, Avin, you want a beer? I could hand you one out this window. Oh, Avin's down there opening the doors for us. He says he doesn't want, it's not beer 30 yet. Okay, so all joking aside, I don't think Avin drinks beer because he's not even 21. If you guys don't know who Avin is, Avin Lyons is the guy behind the scenes. These are live videos. This is live on Facebook right now. These broadcast to YouTube. We upload these every day. Between Jody and Avin, they put in hours and hours of work to make sure that you get all of the information that you need so you can make a purchase here at Transwest. So I love this nice pantry here. In 2023, we added a place where you could put not only cooking utensil or cooking trays, but if you just take one of these out and move it over, this could be a place for all of your cutting boards, your cooking trays, and then you could put a pot or a pan in here, and you don't even need to have this middle one. So if you'd like to slide your pots in here, you could do that as well. So again, storage is is paramount in these coaches because they're designed to look very decadent, but they also have to be functional. So plenty of room once again in this kitchen. Now this kitchen counter is incredible. This is an 89-inch counter from that end to here, and then from the back of that counter to this edge is 49 inches deep, and down here it's 38 inches deep. So tons and tons of extra space. But if that's not enough counter space for you, you can pull out this island. And of course we still have our full-length drawers. And I don't know if Jody you can catch inside of here, but all of these drawers are not only dovetail, but they're actually, they have a branding, a King Aire branding on the inside of all the drawers. So that way if your neighbor steals your drawers and puts them in his Essex, you can know where they went. If that happens, you got bigger problems than that. Sorry, that was pretty funny. Okay, so again, lots of counter space here, really, really nice appointments. And then you'll also note that we have a farm style front sink. We did take this, again, this is that product line transitioning into other products. We have a farm style front sink in our Dutch Star starting in 2023 as well. And if you haven't seen the Dutch Star videos, we have lots and lots of videos online of the 2023 facelift. It's really, really great. But you'll note here, these are nice heavy panels. Of course, these are, again, you've got your quartz countertops, but look at the size of this deep basin sink. And this really beautiful faucet is still pour, even though it looks like it wouldn't be. It's so fancy. You've got a little fresh water dispenser, and then really nice pullouts, so you can get all the way to the back of your drawers here. Lots of cabinet space in this coach. This is probably one of the better layouts for cabinet space that I've seen in a bunk model. I really, really love all the space that you have in this RV. There's that Viking microwave and convection oven. Of course, everything is the best of the best. And then we have our Wolf induction cooktop here. We still have our cutting boards on both sides. So still have your cutting boards, but lots of nice cooktop here. And then as someone alluded to earlier, one of the things that's nice about this Wolf induction cooktop is it gets to an even hotter element temperature. So that's of course because, oh, I already opened those ones. I don't think I did this one though. The one with all the remotes. Okay, so let's just talk about some stuff real quick. So you've got your Samsung television remotes. You've got your Samsung television remote. So there's a lot of TVs in this coach, right? And then on top of it, you have your Bose sound system remote. You have your fireplace remote. You have your exterior Bose sound system remote. You have your inflatable mattress remote. You can turn those all into one remote. So that's the clincher there. This is a desk for the front driver's seat. So when you see it come over, you pop this in a little hole, and then this holds your iPad. I'm gonna leave it in here, but just wanna cover that. And then down below here, we also have our Fisher Paykel dishwasher. Again, product lines dripping down. This Fisher Paykel dishwasher is in all of our RVs that have a dishwasher. It's a great dishwasher. Something that you don't see in all of the RVs is a Viking refrigerator. Yeah, that's what I said. A real true Viking refrigerator. How amazing is that? Little true air drawer. These all will be installed, of course. If anyone wonders why we have the plastic on everything still, sometimes it's nice when you get something new to know that not everyone's been on your mattress. So we don't remove everything. We don't install your water filters. We leave everything uninstalled until it's time for you to take delivery. And then we have a technician that goes through. Oh, look at this. So my favorite feature of this freezer is this is where Morgan keeps all of the Jello shots. So we love that. Always need a place for Jello shots. Ice dispenser. But no, so when you take delivery of this coach, I'm going to mention this. There's a lock. I can't tell you how many people I've seen that come in that have like duct tape or like some kind of Velcro thing. It's just kind of weird to me, but yeah, this is a locking refrigerator. But no, so when we sell you a coach, we're actually going to go through and have someone look, you know, at this featureless design ceiling that you know, has all your filters in there. Make sure all your filters are in place. Make sure all your lights work. They're going to run your water. They're going to make sure that your washer and dryer is fully functioning. They're also going to run your dishwasher. So all of those things that you would hope would happen are not only done by Newmar when they send these coaches to us. This is just a little place to keep all of these covers that we have. Place to keep some of your supplies in a trash can. Oh, I love this. I haven't seen one of these for a minute. So this is removable, or you can sit up here on your top shelf. So while your husband is cleaning the kitchen, he can reach everything. I love that. Honey, we made that for you. My boyfriend is not laughing right now because he's like, that's actually real. Hey, listen, if you got a good man, there's nothing wrong with him being in the kitchen. Okay, so back to what I was talking about in terms of prepping. So Newmar has a special building that after they build this coach, it goes in for quality analysis, and it goes through a special process specifically for the King Aire because it is so state-of-the-art. Now this is because of the fact that historically in making more advanced products, you need to have a few more eyeballs on it before you deliver it. So Newmar has put special attention to this product to make sure that you have a seamless camping trip. But on top of that, when it comes here to Transwest, we do all of that for you one more time. And then we have a gentleman by the name of Wade Phoenix who does a delivery. And if you have not watched Wade's London Air delivery that he did for my client Kip last week, I have to tell you, it was Tuesday of last week. It was a 4551 London Air. I promise you, I learned things in that video that I didn't know about my own coach. We do a fantastic walk around, and if you would like to watch an example of that walk around and also kind of prep for your own, that's the place I would go. But that is provided on every single RV that you buy from us, and it doesn't have to be a King Aire. It can be a Navion. It can be a Revel. You're going to get first-class red carpet treatment at this dealership every time you come. And really, it makes this one of the best places to buy an RV in the country. Look at all that storage underneath there. So lots of storage. I had a client this weekend ask me, what do you put in here? I would put Pimpernel placemats in there. And if you buy this RV from me, not only will I give you a gallon of Oasis juice, I'll also give you a set of Pimpernel placemats for your table. Now check this out. So again, 22 inches in extension. Jody, don't get mad. Just one, Jody. You just have to have one. This table fully extended is just about 52 inches deep, which is an important number because if you are going to have 4 people, that can be very comfortable. Now this booth is for maybe for a little and a grandparent or mom and dad. I can see that working, but I would say that this is on this side a single, and then on this side you can maybe have a little and then another adult. And the reason that that is because this actually pivots in so that when we close our slide, it mirrors the shape of the countertop so that we have better walking room. So here are our day shades deployed, but above that I mentioned earlier that we've added in a few extra extra cabinets so that you could have more storage in this RV. You could bring these the whole flank down, but it's just nice to have them right where you would need to keep all your glasses and bowls and such, so you have some extra storage here in your dining room. You'll also note that we don't have a clock in this Newmar. We have a really beautiful mirror, and this is, again, everything in here is just so classy, such a nice attention to detail. Here's one of the motion sensors for your security system. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and sit down. And what is so nice about this coach is if you turn both of these chairs around, by the way, the King's chair and the Queen's chair are not only heated, they're also massaging. But you can turn them around, extend your footrest. This has the optional Queen's chair on here. Sit down, and then do my favorite thing, which is go to Systems and push theater mode. I love theater mode. Dim the lights, Jeeves. Dim the lights and pop up my TV with my sound bar. Last night, we got the whole family together and did movie night. And I have to tell you, even though no one's talking to each other and you're sitting, you know, in silence, it's just really fun to get the family together, maybe on a drizzly day when the weather's not cooperating, and to sit down and watch a movie. But what a luxury to be able to watch your movie on an 8K 40-inch smart TV. Again, this is not a 4K, this is an 8K. And if you've got somebody who's sitting at the booth that can't quite see, we also have a 43-inch smart TV appointed at the front of the coach. So again, this is going to be our lovely, if you will. Let's go ahead and do day shades and night shades. We'll pull everything up. This is our lovely theater mode, but I wanted to show you with all of these windows open what it looks like. And one of the reasons I wanted to show that to you is because this coach, if you are staying somewhere that has beautiful vistas, is got windows for days. So one of the reasons we've gone with a bonded windows is so that you can have better visibility. And it's also that you can have more quiet going down the road. But we wanted to make sure we still kept your function in place. So as you'll note here, even though you have these windows, you still have, again, these little smart outlets throughout the coach. So everyone can charge all of their devices. There's even a dual 110 with 2 USBs inset here in this window. But as you can see, these windows, because of their construction, are so much thinner. You can have this beautiful trim throughout, but these huge square windows with very, very little material impeding your view. And that's on all sides. Now you'll see out here, I have our what this is called the dining shade or living room shade. And then I have another living room shade that's deployed on this side. There are 4 total shades that you can deploy above and beyond your 2 very large awnings, and all of these shades have LED lights built into them. Jody, I lost my paperwork. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm gonna run back here and grab my stuff. Maybe. There it is. Okay, the only reason I need to make sure I have this is because notes always help me. Uh-oh, I made a mess. But when I look down, I try to remember to talk about everything. But God, is it a doozy on this coach. There is so much to talk about. Did I talk about the 85,000 BTU Oasis system? That is just an insane number. That is the largest system employed by Oasis. And so on my coach, I have a 35,000 BTU system. So you can imagine what an 85,000 BTU system does for you. This is a great place. Okay, so don't laugh at me, but if you want to watch a movie and you've got some big dogs that like to have a place to hang out during the day, would you not put your little puppy beds up here and then they could just sit there, you put your feet up? I mean, I don't know, this is how I'm seeing it. I think it'd just be such a nice feature to have in this coach. Now, if I haven't mentioned it already, which I know I haven't actually, I haven't talked about it this time, this is this is real leather. So most of the RVs that you see will have some degree of synthetic leather by Villa. This is a Williamsburg furniture package, and this boasts authentic, genuine, real leather. So for durability, if you've got bigger dogs, this might be your style. Or if you've got littler dogs with sharp claws. If you have a little dog with sharp claws, you should take him to the groomer and have his nails filed. I have 3 French bulldogs. I think I spend more on their nails than I spend on my own. And I'm not a big nail person, so it's not surprising. I know what you're all thinking. Oh, you're so bougie. No, I'm actually pretty easygoing. I just dress up for these videos and wear things like sparkle shoes so that you know that I care about you. Speaking of caring about you, if you would like to buy a vehicle, I would really like you to call me. I have so many people that I meet and I create all these fantastic coaches, and I just have to tell you, I appreciate you. You make my world go round. It's the reason I can stay in this industry. It is such a fun thing to do for a living. But yeah, if you decide that you think I do a good job and I know my stuff, because I do, call me. How cool is this? This is 2 real people. They're littles, so you could have way too many people sleeping in this coach. Let's just not talk about the 2 here, another 2 there, another 2 in the center. 8 people in a King Aire. Let's just say that has to be one heck of a party. But in reality, seriously though, if you've got a bus and you're going to go cross country to visit your kids and you want to be able to see the sights at the same time, and maybe they want to meet up with you from time to time, this coach can actually handle it very, very well and very comfortably. So huge kudos to Newmar for making such a nice luxury RV in a bunk model. I cannot tell you, oops, how excited I was when this came in to be able to shoot this video. I try to leave some for my colleagues, but I know this bad boy inside and out, and when it was the Bunk one, I was like, oh, that's mine. Again, 2 USB ports, 2 110 outlets, touchpads conveniently located throughout the entire coach. Maybe I should turn on some lights, huh? What do we think? Lighting, all lights on. So all lights on, all lights off, all available through your phone. Just really, really different level of camping available in this day and age. If you go back to 2019 or 2020, we had nice RVs, but now we have things that are really just so much more convenient. So let's talk about some of the other features. Paperwork, Jody? No, I might have lost two. There it is. Bam! Let's talk about some of the features that make this coach fantastic. One of the things you can hear is a 12.5 kilowatt generator. I'm not exactly sure why we have that on, because honestly, this coach has got solar on it, and it's also got 2 lithium-ion battery banks that are really, really incredible. So we used to have 16 batteries on this coach. Those 16 batteries here, I have the exact specs written down. I've heard so many mistakes online about this coach. And I actually called my rep this morning and I said, okay, Ken, I just watched this video from somebody who's very reputable and it was wrong. Am I crazy, or is this a 2 lithium battery bank coach? This is a 2 lithium battery bank coach, but both of these battery packs boast 1,260 amp hours of charge. And they have 2 3,000 watt Xantrex inverters. So the 16 batteries before had 10 kilowatts of battery charge. The new dual pack has 35 kilowatts of charge. That is so much power. That is why you can run both of your air conditioners off of this battery bank. Now, the 30 kilowatts that are being provided to you by your Xantrex inverters, one inverter is for your air conditioners, the rest is to power the house. So that's pretty cool. Let's talk about some other neat things. So camera control. I love the cameras. So your entry cam, there we go. So take a look at this. So here is out my door. No, that's in the back still. Let's go to interior cam. There we go. So I can see who's on the side of my coach. I can see who's at my door. I can see my video van. There's the right, the left, and the rear. I can also look just to the right, just to the back. I can line up my trailer by putting the camera down in the rear. I can look back as I'm loading up the car, or I can do a rear view cam where I can see behind me. So this camera control is fantastic. But one of my favorite things about this coach, oh, there's the entry cam. So entry cam is the one that I was looking for on the door. When you ring the doorbell, this pops up on your screens. That's what I was looking for. So that's kind of cool. But the 360 surround camera is so awesome because I know we all like to run into picnic tables. This way you could aim at those picnic tables and hit them right on every single time. No, I'm just kidding. Don't hit a picnic table. But if you do, guess what? Guess what, folks? Guess what? So if you hit a picnic table, Transwest has not only our 4 RV locations, 3 in Colorado, 1 in Belton, Missouri, but we also have 43 total locations, several of which are Jeep stores, Ford stores, Chevy stores, leasing companies for huge semi-trucks. We have graphics companies that can wrap things for you, like all of this cool stuff. But we have a body shop that is equipped to handle large semis, which means if you decide to hit a picnic table and you need to have your RV replaced, or not replaced, if you need to have your RV replaced, you call me. But if you need to have it repaired, you can give me a call too, and we'll get you in link with our body shop, and we can do a full-fledged repair on your RV for you, including paint, fiberglass, the works, so whatever you might need. So that's a very cool feature to have within the company as well. Here's some drawer storage, right? So just some extra. I had someone complain earlier that these were plastic and not wood. I have to tell you, I've never seen something that looks worse after time than the wood drawers that I find in the old RVs where like something spilled or someone got lip gloss inside of there and you can't get the shiny out. I mean, it's actually really nice that these are plastic because you can just clean them out with like a bleach wipe and they're not all gross. So that's my point of view, but I didn't tell my client that. That would have been disrespectful, but I really did feel that way. Okay, so let's see if I can get me to turn on my green. Oh, I feel like I'm getting some power here. There we go. Here's my Spartan chassis. Okay, if I step on the brake pedal, you'll notice that it'll let me start the engine. If I'm not stepping on it, it will not turn green and I cannot start the engine. That's okay, I just want to put my accessories on. I wanted just to show you that in this coach you have your fuel, your temperature, your oil, your air, your def, all on this top screen. So you've got everything right there where you need to see it. You have your lane tracking package as well. And then in this year, we actually changed it. So there's a little toggle button right here. It says Spartan chassis as of 2023. If you touch this button, you can control your comfort drive just from the steering wheel by simply touching that button. It pulls it right up. So that's a really, really nice feature. So up and down. Oh, and so let's see, it's telling us we have high tire pressure. I saw that on my way over. Oh, TPMS. So when I look at my TPMS sensor, it actually will give me not only the location, the ID, the pressure, but also the temperature, or if there's a leak detected. So I love this TPMS sensor screen on your RV. There's a lot of other things that we have that are standard. So Mobileye is this little box that you see here. The Mobileye is I'm gonna turn this off, this is kind of blowing a lot on me. The Mobileye is going to not only detect the lines in front of you to tell you whether or not you're staying within those lines. You can turn on a sensitivity level for low, medium, or high. That will actually vibrate your seats if you're going outside of those lines. But Mobileye also will read the traffic signs. So if you have a speed limit that's maybe posted differently than what you would see on your Google Earth or your Google map on your phone, here in the coach it will actually read the correct speed limit for you off of the sign. So that's a really, really nice feature. I think something certainly worth mentioning. A lot of you are driving Mercedes or BMWs that are doing that same thing, so that's a great feature there. And then you'll note that in our mirrors here, very much like what you'll find in the Mercedes where there's that little triangle, that will turn yellow when the coach cannot determine if there's someone in your blind spot. But you have a blind spot monitoring system with 6 monitors on the coach. They are radar systems that are reading whether or not there's a car next to you. That will turn red if there's somebody in your blind spot. And then, I'm gonna turn it back on, Jody. I have to do it just so I could show their turn signal. It's cruise control. Oh, I guess I have to have it running to do my turn signals. I just think it's so cool though. Hold on, we'll go ahead and start her up. There she is. So my turn signal is integrated into my mirror. The reason I like this is because I think it's super nice that somebody would be able to tell whether or not I was planning on getting into their lane. They look up and they see that little guy is flashing red at them. They're like, oh, maybe we should go ahead and not like rush past the Class A. We get a lot of people who do that. Another nice feature about the 2023 Spartan chassis is they've changed a number of things. Like they've changed out their shocks, so we don't have as much of a porpoisey feeling. That was a complaint that we had in the 21 and 22 models. So new shocks on this coach, but they also gave us better steering wheel control. So there's actually 11 new buttons on this coach. So you can answer your phone, turn on your lights, change your stations, turn on your windshield wipers, turn them up and down, and access all of your menu items, all from the control panel of your coach. So just little things that make a big difference, I think, for somebody who's doing a lot of driving. So the heated steering wheel is standard on a King Aire, as are the memory positions. And as you'll see down here, you have 1, 2, and 3 for your memory positions. That's for you, that's for your partner, and then that one's for me. And I just needed to have it maybe 2 or 3 weeks out of the year. I promise I'll make sure we test the generator and all those things for you. And I always clean up after I'm done camping, because I'd really like to have a bunk model King Aire. Okay, just kidding, I know you won't let me have it. Do you see this over here? It says auto high beams. Oh my gosh, this is a huge deal. So the Silver Star high beams the Silver Star lights that they incorporated into the 23 models are improved, but having automatic high beams so that when you're driving in the mountains, your high beams will go down automatically if you're approaching somebody, so you don't blind them and have them run into you and kill you, is probably a great idea. So that's a nice feature here on this King Aire. You're gonna find that from Dutch Star all the way up. You'll also see here, this is our Kurt Spectrum brake integrator. You can turn your braking on, up and down, so you can have better control of your trailer. You'll see there's a heavy tow on and off system. If you are towing a heavy stacker and you turn this on, this is weight proportioning. It will put more of the weight towards the front of the coach as opposed to the rear, so your heavy thing can be towed easier. You'll also see you've got your house and chassis battery boost, power windows, air horn, and ATC override. So all of these things are really easily focused at you in this really nice cockpit. So this cockpit is really driver centric, which is awesome. You can also auto dump your tag axle. I guess when you're parking, that's the only time I can think of where you'd actually do that on purpose. Turn your engine brake on and off. You've got high, medium, and low. You've got the 4000 mH Allison transmission here, so super heavy duty transmission. And then your HWH hydraulic leveling jacks. Our partnership with HWH goes back 30 years. So the HWH leveling jacks are not only what are going to power your leveling system, they're going to power your step entry system, and then also these bigger slides that we have throughout the coach. So speaking of bigger slides throughout the coach, I think now would be a great time to bring them in and show you the walking space. Jody, while I do that, if you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and point towards that floor over there. Oh, I better go get this little... Oh, look at what we forgot. Storage. Don't forget about the storage in the ottoman. And so just so you know, when you put your ottoman up, if you've never met Grant Russell before, he's a really nice guy until you put these little leg thingies down on the couch, and then he's not so nice. So you always store your ottomans upside down in your coach. Just ask Grant. And I'm gonna bring in this bedroom slide back here. I really wanna show off this beautiful paint job. So slide controls again are right here in the rear of the coach. Ooh, I can enable my motion sensors. I'm enabling them now. My lights are turning on underneath. Jody, look at that. Just look underneath that little glowy area. Because you walked by, I enabled my motioning sensor, so it turned on the little courtesy lights so that you could see while you're walking through the coach. I mean, honestly, folks, this is nicer than probably 95% of the houses that you see throughout the entire country. And then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 televisions. That's more TVs than you find in most houses in the entire country. Jody, don't be nervous. I'm gonna take it with me, but I promise to use it mildly. It's really funny because I watch other videos and I know people love measurements, and I get some mean people who are like, I don't like your measurements, and I'm like, well then don't watch my videos. But for the most part, I get a lot of people who are like, oh my God, thank you so much for measuring this stuff. We need to know how big things are so we can start packing our new coach. And those are the people I want to talk to. Those people who are thinking about how to pack in all their stuff to their new RV are the ones I'm aiming for. But I've noticed that other people have started measuring things, and I applaud you. It's about time, folks. I guess one of the reasons I approach this the way I do is because the way that I came to Transwest is as a customer. I came in here to buy an RV and felt like, God, I could really do this for a living. This is super fun. I've sold Mercedes and Audis my entire life. I provided, a first-class experience for hundreds of people throughout my career. And I really thought, God, this is super, super fun. But when I approached this, this video, the way that I look at it is I want to see the kind of stuff that I don't know. Like, how much room do I have to walk in between these rows? Do I have access? Can I make you a sandwich when I'm driving? Can I get into this beautiful refrigerator? Oh, look at that, I can get into the refrigerator. Oh, look, I didn't show you the door controls. This is a bougie Viking refrigerator. It has all of your controls on the door. But yeah, I can get in here. I can get my tomatoes out. I can get out my bottle of gin. No, I'm just kidding. Who drinks gin anyway? That was like a 1950s thing. I don't think anyone drinks gin. Oh, did I just get stuck? I did. I can also access, most importantly, my bathroom. Yes. So in and out of the bathroom. Again, something else that I use all the time. I love the windows in our bunks. We use those all the time. We're getting ready to gear up for another camping trip. We just did the Emporia, Kansas run. Since 22, like November, we bought our RV. We've got, well, I guess it's a 22 we bought in November of 21. We've got about 10,000 miles on it now. We've really enjoyed it, but almost all of our camping spots, we'll close that front door, turn on the fantastic fan, and open the windows and get some nice fresh ventilation coming through the coach, even when we've got our air conditioners plugged in. I just think it's just, like I said, that forest air is so nice. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop out. Oh, did I show this one, Judy? I didn't, huh? Oh, how cute is that? There's 2 of those, sorry. Guys, I can't cover it all. I try to cover it all. So now we're gonna go outside. On our way out, we're gonna show you some of the chair controls of this coach. So you've got your ventilated and heated seats. And then this is gonna be your 6-way power adjustment for your chair. And then this is gonna be the thing that's for your tilt and your footrests and all that stuff. This queen seat is extra wide. And both of these seats have one that's not so twisted up. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, this is really twisted up, Jody. I think they didn't want it to go anywhere. Hold on, let me untie it. So both of your RVs have massage seats. So you've got your massage controller here. You also have wireless charging docks on both sides of the coach and cup holders. What's really nice about these patio lights is not only do you have patio lights throughout the coach, but you can change the colors. So you can go amber or white. So if you want to have a nice yellow glow outside, you can have not only lit living room, but you can change it so it's not bright and garish. You can give it a nice amber hue to it, which I think is super fancy. Oh, we're changing out the glasses. And then we have over here also a honey, oh shit, we lost the Jeep camera. So as I mentioned earlier, this coach is set up to be very much catered towards the driver in the cockpit, but you also have control of your climate as well as your camera systems on this side. So if you want to do navigational input with your Nav and Go system, you can do that too. And then I said earlier I was going to show you where to put, well, heck, I swear there's a place to put that little handy dandy map. I don't see it in there. Or not map, but desk. I think we're missing a hole, guys. Anyway, again, let me get back to you on that research. Okay, so step control or step covers. Let's go ahead and go with our step covers here. So that's pretty cool. This is a great place to stow your cat. No, I'm just kidding. Don't put your kitty underneath the step cover. You put a Frenchie in there too, I think. There we go. Bell would definitely fit in there. And then on our way out, we're gonna take a look at some of the nicer features. So for instance, I love this leather wrapped. You can see all of this tufting that they do into this. Just really classy. And then again, that tic-tac tile throughout. There's underlighting at these stairs as well, so they kind of glow. And you'll notice that when I'm coming down this HWH staircase, I have 3 steps that go all the way to the floor. And these are articulating, so if these hit a bump and there's a curve here, they'll stop short, but they'll still be flat. So they articulate out this way, and when they go back in, they'll always be flat. Another thing I forget to cover a lot that I think is super important is this. I love the screen door. How seamless is that? Very, very nice. Okay, so now I know we've covered the turn signal integration, the blind spot integration. This is one of your blind spot sensors here. Above that, you have your flagpole bracket. If you have, you know, a team that you support, an American flag you'd like to hang, anything. I was thinking, gosh, wouldn't it be cool to put a hummingbird thing here where you could hang a hummingbird feeder right out front so you can watch all the hummingbirds come to your campsite. But anyway, all that stuff is there. Again, your new Silver Star headlights are going to have auto dimming features. They're also brighter. That was something that was requested and introduced into 2023. And then you'll notice here, we don't have our windshield wipers visible. So sure, it's an aesthetic thing, but folks, if you really want to think about it, what's the worst thing you could do to your windshield wipers? Leave them out in the elements, have them getting blistered by wind going down the road day in and day out. This is really a preservation method. This is just designed so that you get longer use, longer wear out of your windshield wipers. It's to keep them tucked in and giving you a much more beautiful front end, but it's also just to keep them from getting worn out as quickly. Now down here, this is the radar that's going to be telling you whether or not you're chasing someone too closely. So what's nice about this is, for those of you who aren't familiar with what your stopping distance should be in this RV has basically something that will tell you when you're following someone too close. So not only can you decide to operate your cruise control to follow the vehicle in front of you at a certain distance, whether it be a closer or further distance, the closest distance that it will follow the vehicle in front of you is also still the closest distance that you can follow safely. So this is a really, really nice feature, and it will tell you if you're following too close, even if you don't have that engaged, which is a great feature, just helping you with that safety, making sure that you don't have any untimely accidents in your vehicle. Now, again, this is the camera that we talked about, the security camera that when you ring the doorbell pops on. And then this little code here is 123441, and that opens up the door so that you can get in. When you get your coach, you go through a little process. It's very easy. Make your code your own so that no one can enter your door. And keep in mind, most people, if you haven't heard that code before, if you're out here looking at RVs, most of the time a client will say, hey, what's that code? Or they'll watch us use it. People have that code. So make sure when you take delivery of your coach, it's something that Wade Phoenix goes over with our clients. Make sure you're changing that code so that somebody else can't just easily walk in and unlock your RV. Okay, so dual fueling stations. In 2023, we went down from 200 pounds of fuel, or 200 gallons of fuel, to 165. So it's 165 gallons of fuel. You still have a 15-gallon DEF tank, but do note that that is a reduced capacity. If you need 200 gallons of fuel, I have two 2022 King Aires available for sale. You can still get that. In 2021, one of the 100 upgrades that we came up with was to change out the interior lining of this coach. This is not only something that is going to be mold proof and weatherproof, it's designed so that you can actually spray it out and wash it. It's a cleansable interior finish. It's really exciting. As you can see, tons of base storage. Now, of course, in 2021, we also introduced the self-closing doors. So very much like what you've seen before on your soft close for Audi or Mercedes. Same thing, you've got a soft close door here. And then here on the door, you have your power extension. Now, these are 1,000 pound rated basement storage trays. And I'll tell you, I had a client who asked me, why doesn't the lip fold down in my London Aire? Because it only does it in the King Aire, Kip, that's why. But if you get one of these, they do fold down for easier loading. And this is, again, a King Aire feature that makes it pretty nice. If that 2 inches is really making that much of a difference for you, that's a lot. And I guess you have to buy a King Aire. But it is a nice feature. So the chair rail on this coach is, or the chassis rail is right at the bottom of this top shelf here. So this top shelf is basically mirroring where the chassis rail for the RV is. So you'll notice that what that means is this coach is raised up and above that chassis rail. And the reason that we do this is so that you don't feel those bumps going down the road. And also that increased height that you receive from the STAR Foundation, which stands for Strong, True, and Robust, gives us the ability to take the heavier weight from the exterior of the slide and to point it down towards the center of the coach, giving you a lower center of gravity and a better ride characteristic going down the road. Now, you'll see here we have some of this extra marble tile that's in the bathroom, as well as the porcelain tile floors. Please note that this coach is the only coach that we manufacture that has true granite countertops and true marble floor and tile throughout the coach. So very nice, no corian anywhere. Also, you get smart TVs that are 4K in all of your compartments. Again, two 110 outlets out here, as well as USB charging ports. So a great way to run that coach. And then of course a nice sound bar as well. Now you'll note here, this is one of your opening windows. Again, these windows are bonded windows. So they talk about gaskets. It's not really about gaskets. What it's really about is when you set a windshield in a car, they literally adhere that windshield to the front of the vehicle so you don't get wind coming in. So by having a bonded window throughout this coach, what you get is less wind noise, and that is a true benefit. It's also one of the reasons we don't do a lot of openings, but as I mentioned, you have an opening here in the center bath, and then in those two bunks giving you a lot of ventilation. Now, another nice feature of this coach is that you still have this 3 cubic liter Dometic on a slide. This CFX, you can actually set both sides to be different. So you can have one for popsicles and one for Prosecco. Cold or frozen and cold. See, perfect. Lots of room for champagne. Love this coach. So your central vac is also accessible on the exterior. And then behind that, you'll see again, this is the largest Oasis system offered in the marketplace. This is an 85,000 BTU boiler system, and it is so robust. If you want hot water, I'll tell you what, you get it on this coach. Now, I do have some clients that have asked, hey, what do you do with these soft closed doors if they don't open? There's a key system underneath. You can go in and actually, there's on the ones that pop up, there's a lever you can pull down. There's a key system to open it up here. So you are not SOL if your doors lose power. Especially you can get into that battery bank where if you need to hit the reset button to get your batteries up and running again so that you can open everything, you can do that. Now please do note that when you push and hold the 1 button or the 2 button on that little remote out, or that little key handle out there, that will lock all of your doors. It'll lock all of your bay doors. So if you leave your keys inside and want to leave for the day, it's awesome because you can push your code to get back in, or push your code, or push 1 or 2 to lock the doors. But even if you take your keys with you, just a good habit to have is to push and hold that button, locking up the entire coach so that no one's going underneath it, and you don't have to go through and manually lock or unlock your doors. And this is with any of our RVs, from the Ventana all the way up, that may require, or that have these silver door handles. Those all have power door locks that can be locked and unlocked from that keypad. Again, all of the technology in this King Aire is trickling down into the other product lines to certain levels. And if you're curious as to things that you like about this coach and what's available and where that product line starts, let me know, and I can tell you which levels of technology from this King Aire translate into which of the options and models that we have for you through Newmar. So this here is a great place to keep top shelf, your Belvedere, your tequila, whatever it is that you like to drink, and then mixers down at the bottom. Or you could put tire shine in there. I mean, I don't know. I have never shined my own tires personally. I go to that little Blue Beacon place and they come out like spider monkeys and just clean it for me. I love it. Here we go, 2 lithium-ion battery banks, as well as your Xantrex inverters right here. Again, 3,000 watt inverters. These battery banks, again, are so powerful. 1,260 amp hours per battery pack in this bay. There's a lot of charging going on around here. And then you'll note here, I happened to sell the first 2021 that didn't have a fan in this bay to cool off the batteries. And guess what? It needed a fan. So not only are these thermostatically controlled bays that keep warm so that you don't freeze, they're also cooled with this fan so that you don't overheat your Lithionics batteries. Now, something to keep note of. So we have a 315 in the rear and a 365 in the front. This is a big improvement. So the King Aire has bigger tires than you'll find on any of the other vehicles that we build. So the wider the tire, the more surface area you have, of course, the better the feel. But keep in mind, in 2021, Newmar increased their wheel cut from 15 degrees to 17 degrees, giving us the largest wheel cut in the market on our tag axle. So this innie is a forward driving wheel, and this Audi is a wheel that will pivot. And when I say pivot, it removes a pin and allows that wheel to turn, preventing tire scrub on the ground, so giving you better tire life, but also much more agility, a much smaller turning radius. So your turning radius from this coach is from the middle of this wheel to the middle of the front wheel, as opposed to the rear, because of its ability to pivot. This is a huge advantage. You've got your security lights out here, docking lights as well. Let's see, oh, here it is. As I mentioned earlier, 6 sensors. So there's the middle sensor here for your blind spot, and then there's another sensor here in the back. So a total of 6 radar sensors in this coach. And then I'm going to open this door here. This is going to be for your DEF tank. And also, if you've got an airbag that's too low, sometimes they can't read, you can actually come in and manually inflate those airbags. So if your coach has been sitting for a while and maybe you've been starting your generator and doing all of those things, but you haven't aired up your airbags and they're too low to read, you can actually just plug in right there and air those up. Here are your 2 chassis batteries. These are just regular AGM batteries. They are not lithium. There's an off switch right here. And then as you can see, very easy filter access for this coach. And then this is the only one that has this fancy dancy, which I love, by the way, because if you've watched any of my videos, I've almost died several times opening these engine compartments. But yeah, so this hydraulically opening and closing bay. Again, this is gonna be your K3 chassis, 605 horsepower, 1,950 foot-pounds of torque, 20,000 pound towing capacity with your your tow air is already integrated, your 6-point connector, your Voyager camera system, everything that you're gonna need. Again, this is gonna have the optional Kurt Spectrum brake controller already installed as well, but everything that you need here in the rear of this coach. And one of the things I think is really important to talk about is this exterior. This is the pewter exterior decor. I love this decor. This is, again, one of those really nice, elegant color combinations that's gonna be super easy to maintain. I think that that's so nice. Now, I think we already talked about it, but it's just great to see these awnings in place. So you have 3 awnings on just the starboard side of this coach, above and beyond your 2 very large living room awnings. And what's nice about this is that these do have those motion sensors. So it's not a wind speed, it's actually a bounce sensor. And it will tell the coach that there's too much bounce in these awnings and pull them back in automatically. But it's really nice to have the smaller awnings so you don't have to have your big awnings out. And the reason I deployed these, like, sure, it was for the video, but honestly, it was just hot in there. And it makes a huge difference in the temperature to have those awnings above the windows. So really proud about it here. In the back, you see your lovely King Aire moniker integrated into the rear of this coach. Again, I just love this decor. I think the pewter is so sexy. I love the blacked out taillights with LEDs in them. I mean, they're just so disco looking. This is just a great coach. The side radiator is what gives us all of that room for that big closet that we have in this RV. So this RV has a huge closet for your clothing, and then another access point for your 15 gallons of DEF. Here is the window that opens in your bedroom, and then here are the other 2 windows that you have in the Bunk model. So with all of these windows, that's one of the King Aire complaints that we hear, as sales associates, is that people want things that have opening windows. Well, you have a lot of opening windows in here, so you can get that draft going, and you'll have all of that air conditioning capacity as well. This little bay here is a great place to keep a gravity hose. This does have the SantaCon system, but it's always nice to have a backup if necessary. If you get a hole in your hose, you can keep an extra one here. Also, great place to keep some gloves. Again, another one of those sensors. This is the other side, another access side to your lithionics package. You can see plenty of access here as well. Again, this replaced 16 batteries. And what they did with that extra 700 pounds that they saved in battery capacity is they added granite countertops. So they always make use of it. But one of the things that's important to understand with Newmar is this coach will have a weight rating on the door, and it has a tow package rating on the rear. This coach is weight that we say it can carry. All the lengths that we speak of, they're accurate. So now in this bay, you'll note that this is a very, very clean looking bay. That is because not all the compartments are going to be open. Let me open this mana block system and I'll step back so you guys can just take a look at this. Zone control is really nice. If you need to turn on or off your cold water to any section of the coach, you can do that right there with your mana block system. That's also available in the Essex. Let me back that up. Gray water, fresh water, all of your rinse valve. We do have a gray water rinse in this coach. Your SantaCon is down below. Just to the right of that, you'll see your whole house water filter. And then you'll see on your left, you have your power water hose. That's gonna be for your city fill, all of those things, all integrated. And then up here in this little bay here, it's hard for you to see on camera, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you what it does. But I push the tilt button here and hit start. This coach will actually automatically tilt towards the port side of the coach. to help empty that black water tank for you. So you have an automatically tilting coach. Now you'll notice I mentioned that we had the whole house water filter here in this bay. Keep in mind, this also has a UV water filter in the front bay. We'll take a look at that in just a few minutes. So really, really nice features there. We have a 50-foot power cord on a power reel. We also have a buddy plug in here. And next to that buddy plug, you'll see that's where we have our surge protector as well. So all good stuff listed there. See, we covered the transmission. European inspired cabinetry, dishwasher, got that. Gray water tank, 60-gallon black water tank, 165-gallon fuel water tank, 105 gallons fresh water. You guys, I think we covered a lot of the features that we wanted to cover in today's video. We opened the other tray on the other side, but I'm going to go ahead and just open up. This is the one that we haven't opened yet. This, you'll see, has your manual slide opener. So if your slides won't open or close for some reason. And then also you have your intervac system here. That's the hose system for this coach. You'll use that more outside on your dogs or your children than you'll use it inside of the coach, because of course with the more floor that we introduced with our hydraulic leveling, our hydraulic slides, you have an all tile floor that you can sweep, so you really don't need that on the inside. And then these do have that lip that folds down on all 4 of those extendable trays. Did you guys see how that works? I think that this is kind of worth noting. So this door drops down. So even if I had my slides deployed, I would be able to get full operation of this door because of the fact that it pivots upwards before it closes. Newmar does such a fantastic job innovating and finding solutions so that their coaches work very easily for the masses. And here you'll also see we have your road wave. So if you need to wash your coach, and a lot of these coaches will say, oh, you know, there's a hot water spigot to the front line. Well, in the King Aire, you get the road wave wash system. So this is going to allow you to wash your coach, make sure you get all those bugs off of your paint. And then also a windshield washer. And then just to the left of that, you're going to see that is where you have your, again, that's going to be your UV treated water. So very, very nice aspect of that. Now, another nice thing that we should definitely talk about is going to be not just the look of this paint. Again, this is going to be your this is not your traditional graphics. This is your modern graphics. So this is a much more linear look to your graphics. So as you can see, maybe a little more modern, a little more contemporary. But on top of it, I want to talk about this paint finish has 4 layers of clear coat and 4 steps of buff and cut. So what buff and cut means is that after they come through here, they'll clean these lines, and then they'll put in, they'll go through and treat it out. So they'll do 4 run-throughs of this paint to make sure that you have a completely seamless feeling. And then they add 4 layers of clear coat to this paint job. So again, you saw, you know, we watch a lot of videos, we see a lot of things. I'm gonna go back and turn this generator off. Oh, maybe I'm not. It's fine. It's underneath the front. I can't do it. So I think it's important to understand, in the world where you're buying an RV like this, there's only 3 locations where you can shop for a King Aire. And I have to tell you, I've been here for 3 years now, 3 years in June. I've sold about 6 King Aires. I have a Newmar myself. I know a lot about the product. There's very little that I haven't special ordered. I've had a lot of fun with a lot of clients. I would love an opportunity to help you with your purchase. But if it's not me who's to your liking, if it's another one of my peers, I have to tell you, there's more talent at this dealership than you can even imagine. We go to these trainings, and Mark Love and Grant, you know, Taylor, all of the people here that really engage and learn about our product and that love Newmar as much as I do are here to help you have a first-class experience. And I think that that's really priceless, because at the end of the day, everyone sells an RV. Pricing is available online. Market values are determined by market demand. All the pricing is fairly homogeneous. You know, you'll find most dealerships have very similar pricings. It's experience where we can make the difference for you. And here at Transwest, That is the one thing I know, is that our team is supported by our ownership and by our management to provide a first-class experience, and I know that that's not the case throughout the marketplace. So if you're considering a Ventana or a Baystar or a Dutch Star, this is an RV. You can buy it here. We're in the middle of the country. Buy it here, drive it home, have that fantastic first-class experience. We've got a ton of inventory, and we'd love to be of assistance. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up the brains operation. We're gonna end here at the front of this coach, next to another one of these little sensors. I just wanna talk to you again. Today's video is on a 2023 Newmar King Aire. It's a 4558 bunk model. The stock number is 5N221840. Again, 5N221840. And it's really just been an absolute pleasure to be able to bring this video to you live today on a Monday morning. Again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. You can find me at 303-562-8659. Shoot me an email. You can also find me at RVs Inside Out on YouTube. I've got over 200 videos there now, so please tune in. Let me know how I can get you on the road and camping, and thank you so much for spending your time with me today.